Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RumNRasslin. We got a match review for you, and if you want the actual title of the show, when the first mate's not stupid, it's Retro Nitro match review. And we're going to be doing a wonderful match today. It's actually going to be the probably a decent one, I imagine, but it's from '95, the very first episode of Nitro. It's going to be Jushin Thunder Liger versus Brian Pillman. The Flyin Brian, if you will. And, September 4th, 1995. And if you want to find this link, just hit it up on YouTube. It's not that hard to find. Captain, anything? You got something?
No, I'm super stoked for this match. I mean, I wasn't that old when this came out, and I only remember parts about when WCW started, so I'm pretty stoked because I know Jushin, he's a really good wrestler, and I know at this time, Brian was. This was prior to injuries and the introduction of mass quantities of drugs. So this should be pretty good.
Stowaway, what you got? Anything?
So, have you guys seen this match before, or are we all going in blind on this one?
I didn't watch it.
This is blind for me.
Blind?
The whole format of the show is we're supposed to go in blind for the most part. That's what the fun part is for us and the viewers.
You guys cheated. I'm keeping you all honest, making sure nobody cheated.
Listen, we wouldn't cheat on you. You're our stowaway, okay?
Appreciate it. So, September 4th, 1995. I might be a little bit too late on this one. Is this the first Nitro?
Yes, it is. I said that already. Way to listen. Way to pay attention. You got to the rum again, didn't you?
This is why I'm the stowaway. So we're going to be in the Mall of America for this match.
Yes.
I need to see this because I have seen none of the first ever Nitro.
I mean, so if you're running at all zeros right now on the link that we're on, you can see behind the WCW Nitro glass sticker. If you look past it, you can see the multi-tiered level of people watching over the balcony.
Yeah, you totally can.
You can see the person coming out of Sparrow, just like, what's this?
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? What? All right, let's hit.
All right, I'll do a countdown. We're gonna do 3, 2, 1, play.
Bam.
Yep, so we got our opening. You can see the ring right in the middle of the mall with the escalators in the background. That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Dude, how awesome would this be to go to the freaking mall and there's a freaking wrestling match going on, a whole show going on? That would have been sweet.
That'd be cool. I mean, this is a better setup than what they had at, what was it, Disney?
Oh, yeah, the Disney setup was terrible.
I'm trying to see if I recognize any of the shops in the background before this match starts.
No, 99% of those are out of business.
Okay.
Where do you think they changed out? Where was the dressing room? A half a mile away, or was it like the local men's room?
Probably the local men's room.
Sunglass Hut.
Sunglass Hut. Listen, brother, I'm not changing a new Sunglass Hut.
Hey, speaking of that, anybody notice the color of the ring? It's like a teal aqua, like it's very odd.
Man, they don't even have the WCW logo on it.
Yeah, this is, you couldn't even tell what promotion it is based off of this. They put more money and whatnot into the screen graphics than they did in person.
They don't even have WCW on the ring apron.
Anywhere. Like,
bro, I said that. You're killing me, Smalls.
Maybe you should talk louder.
Well, to start this off, nice. I just want to make a few comments here. Flyin Brian has got the 80s pants on right now, which
yeah,
kills
that's no
me.
Joke.
And then
well, he's got the 80s hairdo to go with it, so it matches.
But, this is also confusing to me. Typically, I thought back in the day it was pretty agreed upon that when you had two wrestlers going in, they're going through some pretty good exchanges here, some counters. That was kind of an awkward.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward.
Rough.
Yeah, but if you noticed, and this is kind of a quirky detail, but they have the same color scheme going on, and that's odd.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's very close. Yeah.
Usually it's like if the wrestler, like, Jushin is in red and white, Brian wouldn't be, he'd be in contrasting colors, but he's in eerily similar. So it's like they're almost would look better if they were a tag.
That was a pretty good transition.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's a decent start. I mean, hell, for their first Nitro, it would. So far, I mean, there's nothing outstanding. It's pretty solid. Nothing terrible either.
That was that was rough.
Wow. So it was an attempted head scissors, and I think Jushin almost broke his neck. And
it's like an accidental power bomb.
Yeah,
I would say that was definitely a Brian botch. Maybe anxiety got to him there at that spot. But now we go into a stretch hold here, and now they're panning to see the which that's packed. Holy cow!
It's a lot of people for the middle of the Mall, America. Granted,
yeah,
I mean, is that a young Nick Patrick as the ref?
Yes,
it totally is.
Hairdo. Holy cow! Look at that hair. He's got the bow tie. That's awesome.
Nick Patrick's pretty big for a ref.
Oh, he's a tall dude.
Oh, here we go.
Like, that's weird. Wouldn't you want the refs to be smaller than the wrestlers?
Traditionally, yeah.
Interesting.
Here we go. There we go. Get him up. Yeah.
That looks like fun.
I would say that move, the Mexican surfboard, that's got to kill your hamstrings more than anything.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, look, he's just so.
Some pretty good transitions here.
I would like to note that the camera work on this is kind of not amazing. It's kind of a little bit of shaky here and there, and not in the current wrestling's constant zoom in and out and all that jazz. This is more of an accidental shaky.
Yeah. Was it Dunn? Oh, that was
Kevin Dunn.
He's terrible. Oh, here we go. All right, that was a. All right. Okay. This is solid. It's not. I mean, it's giving you a little bit of everything here.
It's also give them credit. A little bit higher flying stuff.
It took them 4 minutes to go to the outside. I'll give them credit because I usually kind of get annoyed whenever two wrestlers just immediately go to the outside after like 30 seconds. So.
Ooh,
dude, he just dumped him on his head.
There's some close calls in this match. It's I don't know if it's anxiety or just lack of chemistry, but there's been some kind of, I wouldn't say botch, I would say some.
There was one botch.
Yeah, I mean
that head scissor thing was that was rough.
That was bad. That was bad. I mean, so going back to your point about going outside early in matches, is this prior or is this the time that going over the top rope was a DQ?
95. I don't think they would get rid of that until the NWO became a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the match, go back and review it, Pillman didn't go over. He went through the middle rope. That's the only reason why I brought it up. It's like, well, was it that time frame or not? That was a weird rule, too.
Good 2 count?
Yeah.
Jushin's mask, what do you guys think of it?
I'm not a fan of the mask with horns and stuff like that. I never have been.
Oh, Psychosis, come on, dude.
Hold on.
Okay, Psychosis' mask is pretty good for one with horns, but...
That was a good drop kick by Pillman.
Good, yeah.
1, 2... Ooh. Okay, so going back to the mask, I'd like it if it didn't have tusks. Like, look again whenever they zoom in on Jushin's face.
Okay, this is a perfect example of a chop that annoys me. He's wearing a full bodysuit. The chop's not going to have the good sound effect, or you're not going to see the red, so it doesn't really do as much. That's a pretty good close fall.
I wonder where are we so far? So we're 6 minutes and 50-ish, 7 minutes into it.
Yeah, we got about 2 minutes left, give or take.
So I mean, this is actually quite a long match.
Jushin just landed on his head.
Yeah.
For a TV match, this is pretty long.
Yeah.
Especially when I think was this Nitro only an hour, or was this? I think this was before it was even 2 hours. Yeah, it was only an hour. So 9 minutes out of your 45-minute runtime after commercials. That's a lot.
Well, if I remember correctly, the main event for this was, I think it was Hogan versus Big Bubba. So.
Yeah. You weren't getting 10 minutes out of that. If you were, it was going to be a square off. A deuce.
Yeah.
It's going to sound bad, but I don't remember either of these guys finish. Ooh. Well, that's a finish.
Oh, come on.
They finished on that crappy ass.
You are not a fan of roll-ups, eh?
Man, I hate them.
Okay, that wasn't even a good booking one.
That was
they have
not,
a place, but I mean, the only time that I see any type of roll-up that would be viable in most situations is if it's a heel and he's doing the tights pull or like grabbing the ropes or something. Because I don't
some
really
good sportsmanship afterwards.
Yeah.
I can't honestly. We don't know who the babyface or heel is in this match. I don't know that it really matters.
I think it was face versus face for the most part, because there's no established storyline. Most people there are like us. We know them more than they would, but at the same time, they don't know their history. That was terrible.
Why would you replay that? That is just.
Yeah, there was.
So it's kind of lazy, but kind of smart in a way. WCW at this time just threw 2 cruiserweights out there a lot of the times and just said,
"Go do stuff.
Fill up some space. Yeah, go do stuff."
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what we saw here. It was just Jushin, Brian. We need 9
That was not nearly as good as I was hoping it would be. I'll be honest. I was expecting more out of those two. Like, there's kind of a lot of sloppiness there a little bit.
I wonder how many.
You can go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wonder how many factors played into this match. Like, did they have time? How much have they worked together? Who put the match together? What were the restrictions because of it being the show? And, when was the last time these guys had worked an event like this? So, I mean, now we can look at it and go, we wish it was better. But at the same time, where were they in their careers to where they could put together a match like that?
So, All of America, it is a cool set piece. It is kind of, trying to think of the word, distracting, though. Because, like, every time I would zoom out, I would just be looking at the, escalators. I'd be trying to, like, see what stores in the distance. And it's like, I feel like that's not what you want when you're putting on a wrestling show. You want to be able to focus on what's going on in the ring. So, I know why they did it, but, yeah.
It's definitely an attraction. I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I get what they were trying to do. You're renting out the Mall of America, so you've basically got to show it off because
Yeah.
At the same time, like, maybe do that stuff in between matches, or while they're entering the ring, But
I would just focus on the match whenever the match is going on, and then after the match is when you can start doing the zooms and the pans to like the crowd and the escalators, and the elevator was in the background. We could see that several times. Yeah. So
I mean, let's face it, we're pretty spoiled by the WWF/E and even now to some extent AEW's production values. When you watch some of that early Nitro stuff, even some of the NWO era stuff, some of the production on Nitro was pretty meh.
Yeah.
But you also have to remember, and I know I've listened to 83 Weeks a few times, and he's basically said that sometimes they ended up with the C Squad for Nitro because all the other good crews from Time Warner or Turner were doing the more important sports or whatever. So they ended up with the D and C camera squad and sound guys. So
yeah, I feel like that's a tough spot to be a booker in, where you probably have an idea in mind and you just can't do it.
Right. All right. Let's wrap this show up here so we can get out of here without it being 35 minutes long. Okay, let's start with. I'll go ahead and start. I would say this match is a 2. I wouldn't give it any more than that. Just too sloppy. I mean, there was some good stuff in it, but their chemistry seemed off. I mean, so I'm giving it a 2. I mean, and I'm not even. It's just the match itself. I'm not taking anything else into account for it. So, what you got, Stowaway?
For stars, I would say 2 and a 2 1/4, and that's mostly just the attraction of it. So the match was a little sloppy, but at the same time, you know, it's a rarity to get to see a match in a mall. So
Got you. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Well, so I'm kind of interested to see. So I want to look at 1995 for Jushin Thunder Liger. What was it, September, right?
Yeah, September 4th, 95.
Let's see. He worked a lot. So he was working NJPW. So what was it? The September 4th, Brian Pillman. September 16th, he traveled to NJPW for the G1 Climax special, which cool. So let's see what this matchup got in total. So you were correct. It was the finale of this Nitro. So just touching back base was, in fact, Hogan versus Big Bubba.
Nice.
And I am blind. Let's see. Meltzer gave it a 1, 2, 3.5 stars.
He gave it 3.5.
The 7-minute duration. Yeah, I would say that's kind of high. I'd say 2.5 to. Can't go higher than 2.5. I'm not saying it was bad, but 3.5. That's.
I think my expectations is what led me to the 2. I was expecting way more out of these two.
Yeah. Well, again, it's hard to really say where they were. Now, Liger at the time looked like he was on fire, traveling everywhere. So I wouldn't say anything lower than a 2, but anything higher than a 2.5 is just a stretch.
Right.
Because it wasn't special and it was a terrible finish. But it was a safe finish. Because your viewers don't know either guy. You don't want to put one down. So, I mean...
Yeah.
Then you have the next match is Sting Flair. Guess what that is? That's a draw. So, I mean, they're playing very safe on this first episode. So I understand it. But at the same time, it's like...
They were never known for their finishes, that's for sure. Even in 95.
Yeah. So it was enjoyment. I would say it was a good match. I would not mind watching the rest of this Nitro, that's for sure. It wasn't awful.
Right. So, well, and we'll inevitably do every match on here, probably, because it is the first episode, we'll definitely end up doing them all. But I just wanted this episode here just kind of stick right there in the first one, just because. So, all right. We're gonna put a bow on this. That's pretty much it for this episode of Retro Nitro Match Review. So if you all want to remember, you can suggest matches for us to review on our website, RumNRasslin.com. Here's some more shameless plugs. You can go to our Teespring store with the link in our actual RumNRasslin.com. You can go to our Instagram account, RumNRasslin, and then you can also check us out on Facebook. We got some pretty sweet gear. If you go to our website, you get free shipping. There's a code for free shipping if you want that. And if you sign up for our email, you get a 20% off discount. So go check that out.
Heckling is encouraged.
Oh, please. Yes, please do. All right. As they all say, that's going to wrap her up. 1, 2, 3, and